And I guess, perfect, bringing it right back to the segue, speaking of red flags, Joy Taylor said, any man who leads with God, as S&M would say, with the Lord, is a red flag. In a clip, in an interview that we saw on the internets. I mean, Joy kind of disappeared and then she came back. It's like clip after clip. It's like the second episode back to back. You know what I'm saying? We must have Twitter fingers. So what are y'all thoughts in regards to her belief that men who be pushing P, or not preaching, pushing G, pushing God. It's a red flag. What do y'all, because pushing P kind of is like, that was a Freudian. What are y'all thoughts about her thoughts?
Yeah.
Freudian
what do you think,
slip.
ladies?
I agree. If I'm online and doing any kind of dating, and it sounds so bad to say it out loud, but if it says God-fearing, put God first, I swipe left on that bitch too fast. But my reasoning is hella fast, but my reasoning is I know that I don't live that life to kind of meet you where you stand religiously. Right. And so I don't want to waste my time when you say, I want a Psalms 31 woman and I'm putting God first. And I'm like, I'm still kind of outside and I just know it's not going to mesh. So for me, it also creates a standard of what his expectation is. And I'm not interested in appealing to that. So for me, yeah, they're the quickest that I hit left on. And I love the Lord. Don't get me wrong, but I don't need to use it as a as a skill to get someone to date me. I don't think I have to, advertise that God is my first and only. I'm cool on that.
I'm actually curious because we do have a God-loving person on the panel, Jay, to hear your thoughts.
He's coming in a Hyundai. No, all right. So
I didn't expect you to say him.
tie my tie, untie my tie. No, okay, seriously. I think that first, okay, it's all about context. Okay. And yes, I am what is known as a pew baby. Like my mom joined the church when she was pregnant with me. So it was really like grew up in church. Now, that being said, yeah, I know, right? People look at me like, him? I mean, look, I'm multifaceted. Deal with it. Pew
you said
baby.
a pew baby,
yeah,
a P-E-W baby.
But I was pew
Okay.
in there too. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, that's another story. So, people people tend to lead with the whole God thing, and Tia, like you, I swipe when I was swiping, I would immediately swipe away from that. And the reason I would swipe away from that, I understand why they're doing it. I think they're doing it because people proclaim a faith or a belief to try to say they have some sort of code of ethics that you can at least kind of hold them to and judge them by and navigate a relationship with them with. It's almost like a charting course or rules of engagement that they're saying they will abide by. Now, most people are not what they profess and they believe. So you can do what you want to do with that. All right. But beyond that, people also, I think there's like a proverb in the Bible about this, really, ironically, and another proverb that's not in the Bible. It says that people say what's on their heart, right? So people, if a person leaves out with, I'm a man of God, or God sent me to talk to you, or God this, God that, it makes you think that majority of your interaction with them is going to be like that. You know what I mean? If that's not what the conversation you're trying to have all the time, then I understand pushing on. That's why I push on. Not that I have anything against believers, right? Who are actually believers. They're rare, hard to find. But when I meet them, they're nice. But honestly, I think it's beyond the issue. Your faith should live out in your actions, not in your introduction.
Whew, I'm glad you said that because, Devin, can I jump in real quick and say
Go
this?
for
Or
it.
you? Okay,
Ladies
excellent.
first.
Excellent. I love it because this is what I'm going to say. I also grew up in the church, and to the point where I taught vacation Bible school, children's church, Sunday school, all that good stuff. And you know what I saw while I was growing up in the church? That the God-fearing people are the biggest freaks. They the biggest hoes. They the biggest doing everything in the background. And the mama say praying 6 days out there, hoeing, slutting, cheating, lying, stealing 6 days a week. And on that seventh day, that's when they show up to the church talking about, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Repent.
And, and so I'm just going to say this. I agree with Joy. If someone leads with, I'm a God-fearing, the first thing I say is, okay, so you probably a hoe and a freak and a liar and a cheat. Because your action, if you have to say it, then that means most likely you're not living it. My next thought is Derek Jackson. because he was God-fearing as well, but he also had a whole plethora of booty calls. And I was gonna call him like a gaggle of women and so forth and some other things, but then I had to catch myself because I'm not wrong. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
that's the
not
G
really,
you were
but
going
I'll think
for?
about something that happened last week. But moving on. Uh, how I felt on the show when I was like this on the ropes. And so, anyways, with that being said, I was like, so I think she has every right to that because a lot of times to me, when someone says that, now when it's men, I'm gonna talk from when a man say it to me, it means that they're about to be judgmental. They're about to use that as a pass to judge you on your actions if your actions don't match what they are looking for in a woman. And now you could say that technically you should be judging on actions anyways because that's what they're looking for. But they're using the Bible to manipulate that so that they can ultimately get what they want and their desires. I have a problem with that. Now, for women, when they say they're God-fearing, they be the biggest freaks too. But when they say they God-fearing and they're looking for a God man, it's normally because they're looking for a man who may be considered traditional in value. And when I say traditional, I mean financially and so forth. And they're looking for that guidance and so forth so they can have that soft life. But at the end of the day, they all hoes. So, yes, I'm going to say I agree that God-fearing is a red flag if they're living that life, then their actions should show it. And so if I meet you, I should be able to feel your aura. I should be able to feel your energy and see that you lead with God that way and not with your mouth. Because people say mouth all the time. You can stick a puppet and be like, mouth, 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 mouth. And it's just a puppet. So.
Leading with your mouth is crazy. But, I got
Great way to
all of you.
lead.
Maybe you should. That might not be a bad thing. But I got all of you PKs, preachers' kids beat because I have 8 years of Catholic school under my belt with the uniforms. So that is serious debauchery and all kinds of foolishness business, But yeah, I think it's kind of creepy to lead with that in a dating scenario. It's kind of like I want to date you, but I want to appeal to authority to convince you to try to be with me. And I think you could just skip all of that by dealing with the kind of women who are already on that kind of time. Sister Jenkins is down at the praise and worship. Nobody's checked for her. She already is on the kind of time. She's already a God-fearing woman. Go where the God-fearing women are. The problem is a lot of the guys, the guy with the Holy Spirit and is looking for the righteous woman with the bonnet of salvation on. They want to deal with the secular women and try to convert them into Sister Jenkins. That's what's really happening here because the guys who are really on that kind of time, they know where those kind of women are who are on that type of time. They're at the singles ministry. They are at the praise and worship conference. They're at the they're doing the choir rehearsal. They know what those kind of women are. So why they're not going over there? Maybe because they know they're not as big a freak as S&M thinks they are. Then maybe they oversold it. But they want the secular woman, and they want to paint her with the bonnet of salvation, with the big hats. And I think that's what's going on. They're trying to, hopefully I can find somebody that's going to mirror me and shadow me and get on this kind of time and be at First Sunday with me. So I think it's a little sleazy.